सो हाइट की क्या रिक्वायरमेंट होती है? तो हर जी जो सिटी होती है उसके लिए सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट चीज क्या होती है?
वन ऑफ द मोस्ट एसेंशियल थिंग्स दैट दे लुक एट इज जॉब्स वगैरह का
छोड़नी है
छोड़ के इन द फर्नेस the probability of getting a fire are much higher.
This is crazy. So how much money did you spend to move it there?
It cost me close to.
This video is the only video you'll ever want to watch if you want to understand how to develop a legal rentable basement from scratch. That would help you supplement your mortgage payment. We'll talk about permits, process, challenges, costs and timelines as we look at different homes in different stages of development. And for this, we have Harji with us, who is part of Bricks and Dreams, my realtor partners, a civil engineer by education and owns a construction company along with being a realtor. Harji, tell us a little bit, कितने टाइम से कर रहे हो ये?
Well, I have over a decade of experience in construction.
Wow.
But this venture is something we just started over a year ago. And that's when I decided कि अभी jobs वगैरह का
छोड़नी है
छोड़ के and start to have a second venture where
nice.
create some income and also help the clients.
If you are new to this channel, my name is Navjot and I'm on a mission to retire myself and 1 million more immigrants with $5 million. Do subscribe to the channel if you have not done that already, and let's get started. Alright, so we are in an amazing basement right now. I love it. It's a walkout basement and we have Harji with us and he'll explain to us कि क्या क्या चीजें हम करने वाले हैं इस बेसमेंट में. तो हरजी कहाँ से स्टार्ट करना है? पहले थोड़ा सा दिखा दे बेसमेंट. काफी बढ़िया. कितने स्क्वायर फीट होगी हरजी ये बेसमेंट?
Above 1,000 square feet.
Above 1,000 square feet. तो यहाँ पे 2 bedroom basement बन जाएगी easily.
We are planning to build a 2-bedroom basement here, and while also keeping some of the area for the owner's use as a storage and gym area.
So now let's talk about the 13 steps that are involved in developing a basement. Number 1 is measurements and initial consultation, where Harji and his team will go to the client and understand what their requirements are, whether they want a 1-bedroom basement or a 2-bedroom basement. They'll also look at the requirements as per the city guidelines, and that's the initial consultation that has to be made first. Then obviously the expectation on cost, timelines, all that is discussed. Then Harji's team will be building a layout as per legal requirements. The third step in this is forwarding the layout after the approvals from the client. Obviously, they forward the layout to the city for approval, and this includes the permit fees, because obviously there's a fees to the to making changes to the house as well. There are kitchen requirements, there height of the basement, there has to be a minimum height. We'll talk about that. Separate entrance, window requirements, fire safety. There's so many things that need to be looked at, and because they are experts, they know exactly what the city requires and they make sure that all the requirements are met. तो हर जी जो सिटी होती है उसके लिए सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट चीज क्या होती है? लाइक व्हेन यू आर लुकिंग एट द प्लान्स एंड एवरीथिंग, लाइक इज इट द सीलिंग हाइट, इज इट अ सेपरेट एंट्रेंस, लाइक व्हाट आर द 3 or 4 things that they are definitely looking at when it comes to approvals?
Well, to be honest with you, they look at everything. They look at, okay, how are you installing the separate entrance? Where are you installing it? And one of the most essential things that they look at is fire separation, right? Because as per OBC, we need to have 30-minute fire separation, है ना? तो हम क्या करते हैं कि we provide interconnected fire alarms anyway, which are connected with the upper unit as well.
Okay.
So उससे वो requirement कम हो जाती है. Then you are only required to put in 15 minutes fire separation.
Got it.
But we try to do both.
Makes sense.
है ना? तो just, and then you also have to have one egress window.
For the fire exit.
For the fire exit.
So egress window is basically a bigger window, which you see here. These are all egress windows. So now we'll be talking about कि कहाँ पे bedrooms आएंगे, कहाँ पे kitchen आएगी. यहाँ पे कोई height का भी मेरे को थोड़ी कम लग रही है जैसे यहाँ पे. So height की क्या requirement होती है?
The minimum height that's required is 6 foot 5 inch. That's going to be across. Oh no, that's the lowest height.
Okay.
That they would allow you, right? Just say here we have. I can just tell you this is 7 foot 10, and we will most likely remove this, and we would have roughly 7 foot 10 ceiling. That's more than acceptable.
Okay.
But the 6 foot 5 would apply here, because we have lowered this down, and by the time you put a drywall and framing here, this might come down a little bit more, right? But in certain cases, there is no way you are able to do it.
Makes sense.
Like if it's little bit, city would allow it.
Okay.
Right. And but if you still can't do it, then the other option you have is underpinning. है ना? तो underpinning में मैं ज़्यादा नहीं जाऊँगा क्योंकि वो एक separate
नीचे लेके जाना है floor.
हाँ वो एक separate video बन जाएगा. वो कैसे होता है वो नहीं अभी जाएगा.
So what we are trying to do is we are trying to not increase the height but reduce the floor.
Yeah.
And that's how we increase height. That requires a lot of cost. We'll not get into that. Not recommended in most cases, but yeah, that's how we can make it legal. Now, this basically is the floor plan, and Harji has actually given 2 floor plans to this client. So if you just try to imagine, you know, we came down from here, this is the gym area, and then there'll be a bedroom here, there'll be a laundry here, and then, you know, you'll have the furnace closet. This is the bedroom number 2, this is the kitchen, and here's the, you know, where the living area will go, and here's the bathroom, and there's even a walk-in closet, you know, if you look at this bathroom, and then, you know, so this is where you come down and this is where you enter basically, and in the entrance there's a laundry as well. So it's a pretty nice, you know, like very spacious looking plan, and this is the walkout basement. I think this is the patio door, so this is where the entrance will be, so it's pretty amazing. And then this is basically an alternate plan where the layout is a slightly different. It doesn't give, you know, a walk-in closet, it gives a smaller closet, but the washer dryer is at a different position. It makes the house a little bit bigger when it comes to bedroom number 2. So these 2 options, the client can actually choose, you know, what they like, and that's how the layout works. And depending on, you know, this is all up to building code, and depending on what the client chooses, this will actually go to the city for permits. Then number 4 is, of course, the permit comes in 2 to 4 weeks. Then there is framing that will be started. Now they do not complete all the framing. That's what, you know, Harji told me. They don't complete all the framing because there's another inspection that happens. But what they do is, after they do the initial framing so that they know what room goes where and what it looks like, and the client can also, you know, imagine a little bit, you know, because it's very difficult for someone who has not done it, you know, himself to know or get into the brain and even understand the layout when it's made. It's just easier if the framing is done to understand how the bedroom would look like and how the kitchen would look like and how the entire layout would look like. Then obviously when the framing happens without doing the drywall, it's much easier to do the plumbing, HVAC, electricals. All that happens after the framing, and then they basically complete the framing. After they have completed the framing, then another inspection happens. All the green ones are that are not in control of the construction people. These are all, you know, everything that is marked in green, these are all inspections. It's very much dependent on city and how much time they take to do it. Usually this particular inspection, you know, happens pretty quickly because the inspector is already assigned. So inspection happens. They need to make sure that the plumbing is as per code, HVAC is there, electricals are there. So everything has to be as per code, and that's why this particular inspection happens. And after the inspection is done, then they actually do the drywall, because now you cannot make a lot of changes once you have done the drywall. So then the drywalling happens. Then there's something called as mudding, and now Harji will explain what mudding actually means.
उसमें क्या होता है कि क्योंकि वो ड्राइवॉल की जो सीम्स होती हैं, है ना, उसकी मडिंग करके उसको सीम्स को हाइड करना होता है एंड कॉर्नर्स को बिल्ड अप करना होता है जस्ट टू मेक इट लुक वेरी nice, the way we see the finished wall.
After that, we are in the final stages where we have to finish the entire, you know, house. We have to do flooring, tiling, trims, bathrooms, and then there is priming and painting. And plus, we also need to do kitchen installations and bathroom installations. So all the finishing touches go on step number 11 and 12. And finally, there's a final inspection that happens just to ensure that everything is to code. All the, you know, fittings have been to code and it's all, you know, good. And once the inspector is satisfied, then you get the occupancy permit. तो हरजी अभी तो ये वॉकआउट बेसमेंट है, तो इट्स वेरी इजी टू हैव अ सेपरेट एंट्रेंस. यहाँ पे तो एंट्रेंस है ऑलरेडी, राइट? यू जस्ट नीड टू मेक अ साइड वॉक. तो व्हाट हैपेंस इफ यू डोंट हैव अ वॉकआउट बेसमेंट? तो हमें क्या डिग करनी पड़ती है, कैसे होता है?
So then we have to do a below ground stairwell entrance.
अच्छा.
And उसकी cost भी ज़्यादा होती है, you know. That's the direct cost that gets added to the project.
कितना हो जाता है roughly?
$12,000 to $15,000 depending upon project to project. कि कई बार क्या होता है कि एक साइड से there is potential to do it, but वहाँ पे allow नहीं कर सकते, क्योंकि जैसे हमने let us suppose वहाँ पे साइड से entrance निकालनी है लौट के, we need to have from your building footprint to your property line, you need to have at least 4 foot.
अच्छा, 4 foot.
If you don't have it, वहाँ पे आप door नहीं निकाल सकते, ठीक है? तो this is the thing, and the second thing I look for is what type of electrical panel they have.
Why is that important?
It is important because if you are converting into a legal duplex, if you have up to 125 ampere panel, it will not be able to take the electrical load. जैसे 2 laundry और 2 stove plus air conditioner वगैरह, right? इतना load नहीं लेगा. So you need to upgrade it to almost 200 ampere, है ना? But कुछ side में ऐसा possible नहीं है, because जैसे we are just doing a project in Brantford, तो उसमें 200 भी possible नहीं है. The maximum we are gonna get is 150.
तो उससे क्या नुकसान होता है?
उससे ये है कि we have recommended the clients to install one of their stoves as gas.
अच्छा,
तो उसमें क्या कि वो गैस वाला इंस्टॉल कर दिया, वो इलेक्ट्रिकल रिक्वायरमेंट कम हो गई.
हाँ, मेक सेंस.
एंड उसके बाद द थर्ड थिंग आई लुक फॉर इज द साइज ऑफ वाटर लाइन.
अच्छा.
बट अभी जैसे दिस इज अ न्यू प्रॉपर्टी बिल्ट इन 2019, इसका तो ठीक है. बट सम ऑफ द प्रॉपर्टीज विच आर ओल्डर, वहाँ पे 5/8 इंच की लाइन होती है, एंड दैट इज नॉट इनफ to support 2 units. So in those cases, you have to upgrade your water line from city's curb stop to your within your property, and that's also an additional cost.
कितना होता है roughly?
It can vary from $5,000 to $8,000 depending upon kitni length है.
All right, we are in Harji's basement now, which is under construction. Nice.
Yes.
So this is what stage now?
Well, this is at mudding stage right now, and here it's going to be kitchen.
Okay.
And well, this is what upgraded 200 ampere.
Okay, you have upgraded this to 200 ampere.
This used, like builder provided 100. We have upgraded it to 200.
Got it.
Because 100 won't support 2 laundries and 2 stoves.
Makes sense.
Right? And here it will be kitchen, very small kitchen, and then this is going to be living area.
And this is going to be bedroom.
That's going to be bedroom. This is washroom.
Okay, this will be washroom.
This is washroom.
तो अभी ये अब ये ना कंसेप्चुलाइज करा जा रहा है, अभी बहुत ज़्यादा अंधेरा है यहाँ पे. So this is gonna be 1 bedroom.
This is gonna be the bedroom.
हाँ.
And abhi, like originally I wanted to have a closet here, but because I am doing everything legally, so the door has to be at like 32 inches wide.
Okay.
So I was not able to put a closet here. So what I have done to counter that is I'm gonna convert the understairs portion as a walk-in closet.
Smart. तो ये walk-in closet हो जाएगी. ये तो बहुत ही बढ़िया हो गया. Nice. Nice. तो ये 1 bedroom basement हो जाएगी. और इस एरिया में कितनी रेंट हो जाती है basement?
This should be easily, I think $1,300.
हाँ ना, $1,300
plus utilities 30%.
Nice.
इतने में होना चाहिए.
हाँ, सही है.
और बाकी देखेंगे.
बहुत सही. यहाँ पे इलेक्ट्रिकल का काम हो चुका है. So all of this is out.
Yes.
So this planning happens at the framing stage. Roughing stage.
Roughing stage happens. And उसके बाद inspection होती है. जैसे electrical की होती है, वो separate inspector आता है ऐसे का. और बाकी inspection city का inspector करता है.
तो inspection हो गई?
इसकी हो चुकी है.
अच्छा, इसकी हो चुकी है. So now what we need to do after this is finishing.
जब अभी बस there is one more layer of mudding that they need to do.
अच्छा.
And after that I'm gonna call in painter to do the priming, and right away we are gonna call in the finishing team to install flooring and washroom installation, and last thing would be to kitchen installation.
Got it. तो ये कितना time total लगा from starting to let's say end roughly?
Like इसको 2 महीने से थोड़ा सा ऊपर लग जाएगा, but I was also not very aggressive on this because I'm focusing more on my clients work rather than my own.
By the way, Harji has done something really amazing. Where Harji is standing was what Harji?
So when I bought this house from the builder, so this where we're standing, I had the furnace and the water heater was there. So one of the first things when I was visualizing the basement floor plan, I was like, okay, I was always wanting to have an open concept living room. In order to get that, I had to move my furnace. Pretty much my whole mechanical room had to be moved there.
मेरे को पता भी नहीं था हरजी ये हो सकता है. This is crazy. So how much money did you spend to move it there?
It cost me close to $5,000.
अच्छा.
To move that.
But this is so much worth it because you got so much space here, and this can be a bedroom with a walk-in closet and a laundry area. मतलब बढ़िया हो गया था.
To be honest with you, अगर मैं ये नहीं करता तो यहाँ पे स्टूडियो अपार्टमेंट ही बनता क्योंकि स्पेस नहीं था. But क्योंकि हमने यहाँ से वहाँ पे मूव कर दिया, वो जगह वैसे भी वेस्ट था, तो we were able to utilize it.
And this is pretty big. Awesome, amazing. Harji, you're the best.
Thank you.
Now let's go to another project that Harji and his team just completed. This is a 2-bedroom, 1-bath basement with separate entrance and separate laundry. This basement would cost about $75,000 including HST and permits. And the finishes are top-notch, especially in the kitchen and washroom. Now let's understand a few safety requirements in this basement because they are so critical to getting the permits.
This is duct smoke detector, and in simple terms, the purpose of this is to detect any smoke in the system. In case it detects any smoke or fire, it will shut off fuel and power to this furnace, so that to prevent the spread of any further fire or smoke in the upper unit. Very simple reason, in case of any fire, it will immediately kick in and prevent the spread of fire. The utility room is close to 60 square foot and यहाँ पे हमने 3 sprinkler लगाए हुए हैं.
और source of fire usually mechanical room ही होता है ना?
It can be, because at the end of the day, in the furnace, the probability of getting a fire are much higher compared to any other parts of the house.
That's awesome. Harji is a very kind person and a powerhouse of knowledge. Do follow his Instagram page to know more about behind the scenes of construction. That's all I have for today. Do subscribe to the channel if you have not done that already. Do hit the like button if you really love the video, and do put in the comments what is the best part of this particular video and what all videos you would want to see in future. मिलते हैं अगली वीडियो में, तब तक के लिए बाय बाय.